Hey, welcome to 15 early game tips for your perfect start in Fae Farm. My name is Ca-FAE-Ela. I've been playing farming games since Harvest Moon 2, and I gathered the 15 most game-changing things I learned in about 25 hours of playing. Let me teach you what I discovered so you can start your new Fae life right. Oh, and this video does not contain any story quest or event spoilers, so you're safe. Okay, ready? Let's get into it. Number 1. First of the rules, upgrade your tools. The first thing you want to do in Fae Farm is resisting the urge to completely clean up your farm when you start your new game. Upgrading your farming tools first will not only make cleaning up more efficient, but also increase the amount of items you get from any resource you farm with your tools. For example, with the beginner pickaxe you get 2 stones from a single stone node. The copper pickaxe gives you 3 stones, and the iron pickaxe 4 stones, all from the same single stone. Same principle goes for the axe, the sickle, and the shovel. Upgrading your pickaxe is part of the main quest, and if you prioritize this, you will have your iron level tools within the first half of the month. Another advantage of iron level tools is that each tool also has a magic skill you can use to gather resources and clean up everything that doesn't spark joy on your farm even faster. Each tool has its own pattern, and the magic skill costs both mana and stamina, but they are not just efficient but also extremely fun and satisfying to use. So upgrade your tools ASAP. Number 2. Your adventure begins, but don't sell these things. Plant fiber. It's used to feed your small animals. Crops and flowers. Keep them for later. Trust me. Arugula, which is a foraged item in spring. You use it for cooking a lot, so keep it. Worker bees. Used to populate your beehives and propagation hives. Where there's a worker bee, there is a queen bee, which we can unfortunately not put a ring on, but that's a different story. Queen bees are very, very rare, so you really want to catch them and you want to keep them and you want to guard them with your life. And maybe read them a bedtime story every night. You will need them for your beehives and your propagation stations. Similar to what the queen bee is to the worker bee, there are rare versions of other critters, for example the blue crab or the moon moth. I highly recommend to keep those just because we all know the unwritten law of when you really need something, you're not gonna find it. The same goes for rare fish, which you can spot by the little glowing halo in the water. And without giving any further context, I personally recommend to keep your sardines if you catch any. And last but not least, keep your rough gemstones that you can find in the mines. I'll explain that in a bit. The takeaway is that with your unlimited storage, it's really good to embrace your inner hoarder and make sure you keep items at hand for whenever you need them. Number 3. Selling things raw is against the law. In farming games, money is always tight at the beginning. Resist the temptation to just sell everything. Fae Farm has tons of options to process raw materials like veggies, fruit, foraging goods, etc. And some of those options are available very quickly. In the first few days, toast some foraged goods like mussels and berries to make money. Craft a beverage station and start brewing tea from the foraged tea leaves for a 25% profit. Is this capitalism? Remember, you also earn money from the main quest. In Fae Farm, seeds are also cheap and immediately affordable. However, selling raw veggies does not seem like an effective way to make money, as we can only sell a limited amount of items in a day. So we can't just sell stacks of crops. But how can we make money then? Well, I'm glad you asked. I didn't ask. Let's talk about shiny, glittery things. Gemstones. Oh, wrong gems. Sorry. Here we go. In the early game, you can find 4 different kinds of gemstones in the mines. You get there with the main quest. Each gemstone is found in a different range of mine levels. Keep your rough gems until you can craft the gem polisher, with which you can refine 10 gems into 1 polished gemstone. The polished gemstone is more valuable than 10 rough gems, and it also occupies only 1 sale slot, making it an ideal item for profit. With an upgraded pickaxe and unlocked mine floors, gem mining becomes quick and easy. The increased yield allows for rapid progress, disregarding the monsters. You're gonna be able to easily afford anything your little heart desires. Also, it is advisable to have some funds for the festival at the end of the month. So, processing before selling is key. There are some exceptions though. Cauliflower, for example, is worth 25 gold. Roasted vegetables made from cauliflower are only worth 23 gold. But if you stick to my advice, you want to keep the majority of your veggies and crops and sell other stuff instead, so you can use them for more advanced cooking and quests later on. Number 4. This might be shocking, but stick to seed shopping. So, what to do with your crops? Surely there's a profitable way to use them. Once you have a garden bench, you can turn your harvested vegetables back into seeds. Cool, you might think. Surely that is more profitable than buying them, right? Well, it's not. Not for the basic seeds, at least.
The amount of seeds I crafted.
For example, turnip seeds cost 5 gold per seed pack at Holly's shop. A harvested turnip sells for 20 gold.
Are you really doing math right now?
Since you get 3 packs of seeds per turnip, you ultimately make a loss of 5 gold, not even counting the potential profit increase through processing. The same is for cauliflower. It's 7 gold cheaper to just buy 3 packs from Holly than making your own seeds. Also, the shops at the market are open daily until around 10 p.m. So you have almost always access to seeds, which gives you even less reason to craft them.
Yeah, future Ella, you're so smart.
Beans are kind of an exception.
Well, here we go.
Technically, you save 1 gold when turning a bean into 2 seed packs.
This math is added
But
again.
beans take 12 days of watering to grow, and then regrow every 4 days. So just like trees, the most important thing is to plant them as early as possible in the season, ideally within the first week. The only seeds you want to make are the ones you cannot buy, meaning the crop varieties you get from using Fae Fertilizer.
I think you mean magical crop swap fertilizer.
Yes, that one. Since there's at least no early way to buy those. And you can then use other fertilizer on them. Number 5. Don't wait with the swaps if you want different crops. In Fae Farm, the crops Holly sells are all-season crops. This means you can plant them in any season, even though they won't carry over into the next season. The way to actually obtain seasonal variety crops is via Magical Crop Swap Fertilizer. You can buy Magical Crop Swap Fertilizer at Holly's seed shop, and it has a steep price of 50 gold per piece. Later, it's much cheaper and easier to craft it yourself. Simply put crop swap fertilizer on turnips, cauliflowers and beans, and every night they have a chance to transform. To maximize your chances, put the fertilizer on the crop as early as possible so you have more days for it to swap. So, in a nutshell, there are no seasonal seeds you can buy. You can only get them by using crop swap fertilizer.
Do you think anyone noticed the edits?
Number 6. Don't wait with your flowers till the season's last hours. Don't neglect flower growth or plant too late in the season. Rosalind sells flower seeds. Flowers are planted in a different soil than your crops, and it took me until almost the end of my first season to realize that the missing ingredient for flower beds was mulch, and that it was already obtainable.
I can't believe I didn't figure
You can
that
find
out.
mulch by following the pathway next to your house, leading to the right and up the hill. Removing thorns is possible once you obtain your
Let's
staff.
just ignore the fact that it took me until the 22nd.
When sowing out your flowers, make sure to leave some space for cross-pollination to get hybrid flowers. For me, the easiest way was making a 3x3 flower bed and placing the flower seeds on the cardinals or intercardinals, leaving 5 free spaces. And don't forget to water them. Also, harvesting your flowers will not permanently remove them, but turn them back into the seed stage. You can also freely move them around and place them with other flowers anytime. As a quick note, you cannot craft seeds or use fertilizer on flowers. My flowers also survived the change from spring to summer, so it seems like they can grow across seasons. Without mentioning any spoilers, it is very good to have some flowers at the end of spring. Maybe some white lilies and red roses.
It's almost like there's a festival for flowers.
Wink, wink. Number 7. Do no harm, gather outside your farm. This is a quick one, but it's also something I started doing kinda late. Trees as well as stones and dirt piles outside the farm regrow or reappear within a few days. But the ones on your farm do not, except for these berries in the corner. So, don't feel guilty for gathering your wood and stuff outside your farm. Regularly chopping them down means a steady supply of materials. It's also nice to keep the trees on your farm for aesthetics, but also for emergencies. If you want new trees to grow on your farm, you have to buy saplings from willow, which are 20 or 30 gold each.
Imagine getting the price right.
Maybe there's more options later, but in the early game, that's the only way to get the trees back on your farm. Number 8. Be very aware about your animal care. In Fae Farm, you unlock animals fairly quickly. You can only buy one at a time, and it is your responsibility to guide your new friend from the ranch to your own farm, where you then, depending on the animal, register them in the book next to your coop or barn. If you fail to register your animal before the day is over, your animal is lost forever. Just kidding. You can pick it up at the ranch. It will wait for you there the next morning. I just wanted to throw that in because this happened to me and it just took me a while to find my animal.
Well, I guess that's karma.
And by the way, if you're in a hurry, you can totally run full speed back to your farm even if the animal is slow. It will just appear by your side when it falls too far back. Which, you know, is a little heartbreaking, but sometimes we're just in a rush.
Typical Ela.
So let's get to the actual mistake you want to avoid. Don't miss out on gathering your daily animal products, as they don't seem to accumulate across days. It seems like you get a random amount each day. Mostly 1, but also 2 often enough. At this point, it doesn't seem to correlate with the animal type, their age, or mood. Of course, there might be some increased chance, but it's too early for me to say. Last but not least, before you buy an animal, make sure you have fodder, since you cannot buy it. Plant fiber for chickus and cottontails is easy to get by cutting shrubs on your farm or across the island. Mammoths and woolly horns need real animal fodder. The good stuff. You can place a patch of fodder with the construction menu. If you cannot craft it yet, you can gather some fodder at the ranch. It's free fodder, so it's probably good to do this anyway, but it's definitely also a limited solution. I was just really surprised to find a fodder source outside the farm, so you do with this knowledge whatever you must. Number 9.
I'm German, that's my favorite number.
Avoid the drag. Empty and upgrade your bag. Something I try to make a muscle memory at the start of the day is emptying my backpack. The storage is right under your house and has unlimited space, so you can just chuck in everything and you will have enough space for your daily adventures. Don't waste too much time organizing, as the game does not pause when you access your storage. Time is very precious at the beginning, there is so much to do, so it's quite costly to run back to your farm with a full inventory. Especially when unlocking the mine. You can also access your storage in multiple locations on your farm and even in your house. Usually the only thing I take with me is a stack of food or beverages, just in case I run out of stamina.
Literally happens all the time.
Many items only stack to 10, so your bag fills up very quickly and you are forced to run to your storage a lot, especially when you forget to empty your bag. You can purchase the bag upgrades at Sky's shop on the marketplace. The first upgrade costs 500, the second 2,500, and the third upgrade is 8,000 gold. So at least the first and even the second upgrade are easily affordable with the money you make. The bag upgrade is something you should not delay after your tool upgrades. It's really making life so much easier. I honestly wish I had done it sooner. Number 10. Don't pay the price for a bigger house size. Curious about the house upgrade, I bought it, only to find out that it's just increased space I can't even utilize yet. In hindsight, I don't know what I expected, but I'd save the steep price of 2,000 gold for a better investment, like the bag. In conclusion, house upgrade nay, bag upgrade yay.
Yes, that was my most motivated yay at 11 p.m. on a Thursday.
11. If you want to save time, craft seals for the shrines. Fae Farm is highly flexible for movement, and you can use shortcuts and find things in hidden nooks and crannies all over the island. Also, there's teleportation platforms that are activated with seals. You are first introduced to these platforms in the mines to permanently unlock mine floors. Something that wasn't immediately clear to me is that you can only unlock a platform with a seal if you also unlock the previous one. So don't be like me and simply try and get as far as possible in the mine and think you can then just place your first seal there.
Guess she isn't that smart after all.
There are 3 types of copper seals and 3 types of iron seals. You can craft them with your seal making station. You need exactly 4 of each, so don't craft too many. Once unlocked, just click on the platform and select any floor you want to go to. You can also see the ores and gems available on each floor, which is super handy. This info is also available on the dungeon tracker, so you don't even have to be in the mine. Wayshrines are the same type of teleport platform scattered around the island. These shrines need a seal made from gemstones, and so far each wayshrine required a unique seal, so don't craft more than 1 each. You can find wayshrines on the map. Once you unlocked at least 2, you can fast travel and spend more time doing the important things, like brushing your animals or talking to your Fae goth girlfriend.
I love you, Pyria.
12. Don't be a slacker. Make use of the tracker. When seeking out villagers and quests, don't forget to use the tracker or navigation feature, however you want to call it, to avoid having to look around for too long. Or, Fae forbid, getting distracted. I have ADHD, couldn't
Imagine
be me.
making ADHD your entire personality.
Simply summon the map, select your target person, quest or wayshrine, and voila, get guided directly to your destination. This is seriously my favorite feature and a game changer for easily distracted or constantly lost players like me. And if I would have discovered it right at the beginning, I would have started using it right at the beginning. And now, it's a Fae goth girlfriend tracker. 13. If you make friends or lovers wait, it will be too late, and you won't get that date. Friendship and romance quests have to be turned in the same day you accept them. They seem to be randomly available in a day with certain villagers, after chatting with them a few times. You can check if any quests are available on your map. Romance quests are indicated with a heart, friendship quests with a pair of smileys. If you accept this type of quest, you have to turn it in on the same day. No matter if accepted or not, the quest will disappear the next day, despite no time limit being shown in the quest log. So make sure you plan accordingly and accept them early.
Has anyone seen my moon moth?
For these quests, you might now see that it really is good to be a hoarder.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Moonmoth. I'll never do it again.
Also, the requested item needs to be in your bag to be able to hand it over. Romanceable characters also have a gift option, but they ask for a specific gift.
I don't think I ever gave a gift to anyone so far.
It also needs to be in your bag, so you can't just gift them anything random.
They just have to be less picky.
Each person appears to have their own set of possible gift items they can request, but they change day to day, and so far, only talking to them seems to reveal their daily gift. So, if you want to romance a character, make sure you talk to them, fulfill their quests, and who knows, maybe you can go on a date soon. I'm not going to spoiler dates, but date invitations don't have to happen on the same day you get them. I'm not sure if there's a time limit, but I went to mine 3 days late. So either they were really into me or it's just not as strict with the time limit. Probably the second one. 14. Don't ever underestimate the comfort of your farm estate. AKA, put some decoration in your house. A decoration item boosts one of your 3 stats: health, stamina, or mana. Even only with a few items, the bonus is quite noticeable. So they didn't lie about the importance of your cozy home. Decoration items don't stack, meaning multiple placements of the same item won't increase the bonus. But since you can reclaim the materials of any construction item, you can easily correct that without losing your crafting materials. You can also change the color of an item by pressing F when selecting it. The stat bonus from your decoration items is permanent, but only one part of the effect. The other part is your regeneration rate. This rate is determined from the amount of unique decoration items placed in your home, and you can check it with Q. But in order to talk about how it works, we need to talk about bedtime first. I don't like bedtime. I'm a bedtime procrastinator. In Fae Farm, the day ends at midnight sharp, directly putting you into the daily summary screen no matter what. You always wake up with full energy at 6 a.m. So why make it to bed then? Like, ever. Sleeping in your bed grants a regeneration buff, allowing slow recovery of lost health, stamina, and mana. This buff, appearing as a little eye in the corner, is very powerful. As long as the buff is active, you will be able to regain spent energy, which allows you to significantly increase your daily productivity without having to consume food or potions. For example, you can water your crops in the morning using mana and stamina, and you will just recover over time. This is the reward for making it to bed. A little speedrunner hack, but position your bed near the door for quicker access in case you need clutch time management. In summary, your recipe for successful energy management is cozy decoration and making it to bed before midnight. Oh, and one last hint. The buff starts ticking the moment you hit the summary screen, so you want to continue to the next day ASAP to get the most out of it. Thank you for coming to my cozy TED Talk. 15. I know you must be sick of the rhymes, so this last tip is about darn time. Here are a few key time and timing mechanics in Fae Farm for you to seize your day right. If you drop items or you can't collect them because your backpack is full, they will disappear overnight. So make sure you scoop them up before the day ends. Your crafting stations run overnight, so the best time to fill them up is before bed. A pro tip for the crafters that process multiple items at the same time. If you have a lot of the same item, put single items into the processor rather than an entire stack for concurrent processing. Your items are going to be done so much faster. A season has 28 days, and as mentioned earlier, crops need to be sown a specific number of days before each season ends. In Fae Farm, crop growth is measured in waterings rather than days. It's much more intuitive because if you water your crops, the day of sowing is already included in the growth time. Use your calendar to help you with planning. It provides a 4-day weather forecast too. If there's rain tomorrow, you don't have to water your crops in the morning and you can, for example, skip the regeneration buff much easier and do some bedtime procrastination. The calendar also includes festival days, birthdays, and shipping contract periods. Apart from romance and friendship quests, other quests can also have a time limit, so make sure you check the quest log regularly. Even if your game is paused, the game itself is still running. In the mines, you can be attacked and lose health, and die tragically. So make sure you go somewhere safe before leaving for an ironically life-saving IRL snack break. Dying, by the way, only ports you out of the mines, leaving you with a crumb of health, but without any item loss. And you can log out anytime. There is a manual save option, but usually your game saves before you quit too. So no more waiting until the next day to save your progress. And with that, I am logging off as well. I don't know if anyone reaches the end of this, but thank you for watching and I hope I could equip you for making your Fae Farm journey a great one. I have been degenning way too hard making this video, so I'm gonna go touch some grass. In Fae Farm, of course. If you want, you can join the cafe on the weekend on my Twitch channel. Link is below, but you probably already know. Okay, I gotta stop with those rhymes. See you next time. Oh no, I did it again.